Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to the Divine Fellowship. Pastor Janice, Pastor Phill.
Just Janice.
It really is just Janice and Phill. So we almost never. Yeah. Somebody told me. I know that some people have heard this before. What's that?
I have no idea.
That's something new. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Hi, Valerie. 25 years ago, I did my first funeral somewhere around there, and when I went to the funeral parlor, they said, "Oh, so what do you want to be called? Pastor, Reverend, or whatever." I go, "I'm about the most Reverend you ever want to know." So that hasn't changed.
No, it has not.
All right. I got these from Cheryl, so thank you so much. These are things that little kids say or have said.
Ask the questions.
Ask questions. "Mommy, my belly hurts. Am I pregnant?" Asked a 5-year-old boy. To a person with medical tape over their eye, "Are you a pirate?"
Arg.
Arg. In the olden days, was everything black and white? While cookies are baking, are the cookies loading? I don't get that quite, but whatever.
Like what program is loading?
Yeah, okay. Kids think they're, it's kids.
Kids.
Why do I have two eyes if I only see one thing? Oh, we talked about last week, the very, very first, we talked about voting and, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to know about that, go back and check first thing last Sunday. But at least in Washington, if you've already voted, pardon me, and you kind of want to just make sure that it's there, we never cared before, but for some reason now we do. You can go to votewa.gov. So VOTEWA for Washington. .gov. I've done it for Jan and I.
And you check and see if you're.
And you just check and see if it's been
valid.
Accepted. So yeah, make sure because your signature, if your signature doesn't match,
they throw it out.
So don't be cavalier about your signature when you do that. So unless you've already voted. Jan and I talk about things all the time, and things that are important. Yeah, things that are important to us.
Some stupid shit that
Well,
Good
job, Jan.
Sorry.
Good job. But
it's Halloween. I'm not.
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween
next
week.
Saturday. Gee, but in the grand scheme of things, things that are important and things that aren't, try to make more legacy choices. Think about that for a second. What do we have when we are done with this life?
What are we leaving behind?
What are we leaving behind? What things have we done to truly make a difference in this world or just our world?
Right.
So those are legacy choices. So think about it. Make legacy choices. So I think it's really important. So that's the
where that came from. No.
Actually, it was just an article I read about Matthew McConaughey. I mean, he lives his life that way too. So.
I like that hat. Oh. Kind of. No, it's kind of dorky in the back. Okay.
T-shirts. The adventures I go on are literally
easy for him to say.
Literary nature. The adventures I go on are of a literary nature.
He reads.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Meddle not in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and good with ketchup. Good to know. I have red hair because God knew I needed a warning label.
We have some redheads out there.
I do. I used to be a redhead, little kid.
Red beard.
Red beard.
When he was older.
Oh yeah.
Younger but older than as a kid.
Yeah. Now it'd just be gray, it'd be ugly. Cup of tea. Tea. It's a noun. Hug in a mug.
Hug in a mug.
Hug in a mug. I like that. Those are good. So, we do have a couple patron saints by name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
Yay, George and John. So, John said, if someone thinks that love and peace is a cliche that must be left behind in the 60s, that's the problem. Love and peace are eternal.
Yes, they are.
They are, no matter what. And George, equally as insightful. Catholic, which I was until I reached the age of reason. Oops.
Equal opportunity offender.
Equal opportunity offender. Them and us, yes. You are stuck with your debt if you can't budge it. These are almost done. Almost done. Local area network in Australia. The land down under.
Oh, ha
ha. He broke into song because he couldn't find the key.
I get it, but I don't get it.
Well, you don't have to get it.
Good thing. Good thing I don't have to get that one.
I know. Hope all is doing well. Pretty day here in the Tri-Cities.
Okay, so we have a heater in this room running.
Yeah.
So if you can hear a fan blowing and it's bothering you, let us know. We'll turn off. We'll suffer on your behalf. Yeah, I have a blanket.
Okay.
Somewhere. I'll grab a blanket right
Okay.
away.
How good it feels, the hand of an old friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hug of an old friend.
Hug of an
Boy,
old
I
friend.
can't wait till we can do that again.
That was Henry Longfellow.
Oh, good.
It is not enough to love those who are near and dear to us. We must show them that we do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have lipstick red kiss you.
Oh, what difference does that make?
You'd have lipstick marks on your face.
Cool. Life is for living and hoping and caring and sharing with people we love.
There should be a song in there.
There should be. The flowers are nature's jewels, with whose wealth she decks her summer beauty.
And fall. There's a lot of fall. Pretty
Lot of
fall.
stuff, yeah.
Plantings.
Things that make you go,
Oh, Phil.
Fear is the parent of cruelty.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Can't leave those on the floor. The dog will get
That's
them.
true. Yeah, that's what happened to this one. Dog. Yeah, she ate my homework. Oh,
See, there it is. Yeah.
Jelly beans did not become an Easter tradition until the 1930s. They were first made in America by Boston candy maker William Schraft, who ran advertisements urging people to send jelly beans to soldiers fighting in the Civil War.
Huh.
Yeah. Who knew? All right. Are we ready? I will try to get through it. I will read fast. A group of 40-year-old buddies discussed where they would want to meet for dinner. Finally, it was agreed upon that they should meet at Gustav zum Lauen restaurant because the waitress there have low-cut blouses and nice physiques. 10 years
not the
later,
word that was
yeah, I
there.
know it wasn't, so I changed the names
Thank
to
you for your
protect the
discretion.
innocent. 10 years later, at 50 years of age, the group met again, and once again they discussed where they would want to meet. Finally, it was agreed upon that they should meet at Gustav zum Lauen because the food there is very good and the wine selection is so great. 10 years later, at 60 years of age, the group meets again. Once again, they debate where they find. Finally, it's agreed that they want to go to Gustav zum Lauen because they can eat there in peace and quiet, and the restaurant is smoke-free. 10 years later, at the age of 70, the group meets again. And once again, they discuss where they want to meet. Finally, they agreed on that they should meet at Gustav zum Lauen restaurant because the restaurant is wheelchair accessible and they even have an elevator. 10 years later, at the age of 80 years of age, the group meets again, and once again they discuss where they want to meet, and finally they want to meet at Gustav zum Lauen restaurant because they've never been there before.
That was a good one, Phil. That was a good one, Phil.
All right, I will take my coffee.
You want to refill my hand warmer?
Sure.
Can't really drink it, but I can have the coffee to warm my hands. Well, today's weird. Well, today's always weird. Can I show you first of all my Halloween angel? Isn't she cute? A little angel ghost. Sweetest thing. That was a Goodwill find. You know, you can just go there and all of a sudden find something interesting and different than you've never seen before. At least I think that's where I got that.
And yes, we're going to do Halloween. We're just going to have a bowl of candy and some tongs.
Tongs.
Tongs. I mean, we have 5 or 6 kids anyway, hardly anything. So, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. So, what I want to talk to you about today. So, pardon me if I struggle a little bit. Not that this is a challenging subject, because it's really not. But I've been weird this week. Well, weirder than normal. Some of you noticed that when I send out my email, I didn't send one this week. When I sent out last week, and gave you a heads up that I wasn't sure what the message was going to be about, but I kept hearing about the word change. Heard that all week. Well, come to find out, it wasn't for you. It was for Phil and I personally. So in a week's time, we traded in 2 cars and purchased a newish one. A little Kia Soul. Well, it's not that little. It's big compared to what we had. We had that little blue thing that we drove around. So had a little bit of difficulty figuring out how to navigate that thing. I couldn't get it in the garage; it was too big. So I had to do some practice parking sessions, and finally I'm getting the hang of it. And then we stumbled across somebody who could paint our house for a reasonable amount and get everything done, and some new gutters put up and all kinds of stuff. So that's happening this week. So the change that I felt was for Phil and I personally. I know there's a lot of change going on in the world, but anyway, all that change is a little disruptive to our hearts, to our minds. It's easy to keep on in a mundane routine, except for that gets old and boring. And then when we have change, it's like, oh my gosh, there's change. What am I going to do with that? So amidst all of that, there comes a point where we look at the truth of it. And I want to share a couple Bible passages with you. And I think they really speak to my heart, speak to my soul, and have been a blessing to me. So I want to share them with you. And I've shared them with you before, but in the light of our current circumstances in the world, it just really makes a huge difference. Isn't it funny how our perspective can change depending upon our circumstances? Our come from will delegate to us what we perceive and what we receive. So based on your come from, your experiences right now, give a listen. This is from Psalms 46. And I've read this to you recently before. God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth, should change, and though the mountains slip into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains quake at its swelling pride. So God is a refuge and a strength. God is the unchangeable. Doesn't change. Constant. Always there, always love, always light. Those are the unchangeableness of his nature. Now look at verse 10. Cease striving, know that I am God. Man, that hit my soul when I read that. Cease striving and know that I'm God. We've been talking, over the years, we've talked about efforting, how things can be a big effort. You know, before we get the house painted, we had to move everything away from the house. Well, Phil, bless his heart, just gets up and gets stuff done. And that's wonderful. But there's this usually a few minute time frame before the getting it done and the deciding to get it done. There's some efforting for all of us. We have to effort about it. Well, I should do this first and then that first, and then no, maybe I should do this other thing first, and oh, I've got all this I've got to do, and we get overwhelmed, and then pretty soon we don't do anything. So there's that inner strife, that inner striving that goes on. Then there's the conflict we have with other people and other people's opinions and other people's attitudes. And we struggle with that. It shouldn't be that way. But this Bible verse asks us to cease striving. Stop the efforting. Stop the anguishing. Either do it or don't. Do it or don't. If you do it with your whole heart. If you're not going to do it, let it go. And that eases us up so much, especially in times of change. Because a lot of times the striving, the internal striving, is we're trying to figure it out. Well, if this happens, then I'll do that. If that happens, then I'll do this. If this other thing happens, then I can do that. We don't know, do we? Even if we had a crystal ball, and I do, even if I could read the crystal ball, which I can, doesn't mean that the future is going to be that way. The future is fluid. The choices made today change tomorrow. So all that efforting and striving to figure it all out is exhausting. What am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? What am I going to do about my cat? Well, the cat's going to get scared when they do the pressure washing. Well, keep the cat in. No, this is not hard. What if the dog is going to bark? Well, give the dog anti-anxiety medicine. You know, I don't have to figure it all out. I don't have to know. Well, what if they paint this part of the house first and then what do I don't have to know that. That's not my job. I'm hiring those guys to do that. That's their job. And I get to let them do that. And I don't have to figure it out or worry about it or frantic about it. And there's things that are happening in our world and our planet right here, right now that are distressing, and they're changing. And they're changing by the minute. It's not my job to figure it out. It's not our job to figure it out. Our job is to stay true to who we are, stay in the light, stay in love, and one foot in front of the other, doing the next right thing. And if there's 10 next right things, do the hardest one first. The cool thing about doing the hardest one first is it frees up so much energy, because usually the hardest one has all this efforting attached to it, all this agonizing attached to it, all this anguishing, and the trying to figure it all out. When half the time, all those scenarios that we worked up in our brain have nothing to do with the actual outcome or the actual action that we're going to take. Just take the action. And you can always adapt. We can always change our mind along the way. Have you ever changed your mind? Yes. And you probably will again. And that's a wonderful thing. That's that, then we're not rigid. It's the tree that's rigid, that doesn't bend in the wind, that'll gonna fall over. It's not rooted deeply enough, or it's too rigid, it'll snap. So bend with the flow, bend with the breeze. Allow yourself to do what's in your heart to do, or let it go. Releasing the striving. And this is not just striving against somebody else who has a different opinion than you, or someone who is pressuring you to do something you don't want to do. This is also that inner striving with ourselves. We do that. Sometimes I think that's the bigger battle. So choose, and then do what your heart is leading you to do. When I do that, oh my gosh, my world is so much easier. I wish I could tell you my world was easy all the time, because it's not. It seems like that struggle is just a part of waking up and seeing myself in the struggle and then letting it go. And that letting go seems so hard, but it's not. It's simple, but it's not easy. You understand what I'm saying? It's simple. Oh, just let it go. Well, letting go, we've talked about this before. The action of letting go is really asking us to hang on to something different. The action of letting go is really asking us to hang on to something different. If I'm going to let go of worry, I'm going to hang on to my faith. If I'm going to let go of efforting about that task, then I'm going to hang on to the truth that I can handle it. And I can always change my mind midway. If I don't like how that's going, I can change my mind. I don't have to anguish about that. I can if I want to. It's a choice. But sometimes we're so habituated with that, we forget that it is just a habituated choice. Our dog, Lila. Yeah, she's asleep on the couch behind me. Phil has to take a pill at night, and every time he takes the pill at night, then he gives her a dog treat. Well, last night she was kind of spun up, so we gave her dog treat early. Well, it came time for him to take his pill, and she was right in the kitchen saying, okay, where's my treat? She's habituated to that. That's how it is. At this time of evening, and you take that action, and I hear that pill bottle, that also means it's time for me to get my treat. And so a lot of times our world is just made up of habituated patterns. And we don't take the time to stop and think. We don't take the time to consider. We don't take the time to choose. And when we're not in a state of choice, then we're in this sets us up for a state of striving. And I don't know about you, but that's not fun. I don't want to do that anymore. I still do. I probably always will. But at least I can catch myself a little sooner. So when I do see myself struggling and striving and anguishing, that I can make a new choice. I can either hang on to something that grants me peace and joy and love, or I can fret about it. That choice is mine. So choose. Good book says, choose you this day whom you will serve. That's in Joshua. We've talked about that quite a bit. It's a choice. And right now in our world, things are just goofy. And because they're goofy, we get caught up in having to feel like we've got to have the answer. We've got to get it figured out. Or if this happens, I've got to have a plan. No. Because any plan we make could change in a heartbeat. Because the future's fluid. And once we recognize the future is fluid and the choices that are made by us, by others at this point in time, shifts things, our choice is a better choice if we allow ourselves to be adaptable and flow with things as they change. This doesn't mean you don't have plans or goals. We talked about goals last Wednesday with the crystal bridge goal setting technique. Have goals, but just know that the outcome is in divine hands, not ours. The next right thing is in our hands. That's our part. We don't have to figure out how it's all done. We just do our next right thing based on the information we have now. If new information comes, we'll adapt, we'll change, we'll make a new decision. Make sense? Free yourself up. Cease striving and know that I am God. It's not just a knowing. Evidence tells you there is. It's a knowing. And in that knowing, there's this peace. Can you feel that? Isn't that wonderful? And knowing that whatever choice you make is based on this knowing and the assurance of that. And you can feel confident and you can feel relaxed in that journey. So I want to take you on a guided meditation. How am I doing on time? Okay. I was struggling with a guided meditation. Didn't know what to do. Well, it's 23 years. Going to be here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be starting the 1st of November is the church's anniversary. And 23 years now. And a new sermon, a new message every Sunday. There were times when we'd have guest speakers and so forth, but most of the time was me. And to come up with some new guided meditations that will bless you, it's like, where else can I take them? I don't know. So Phil had this goofy suggestion, and I loved it. I ran with it, and I had this amazing meditation for myself. So I'm going to share it with you. And there are parts of the meditation that I couldn't see. So there's more to come, but it's not been revealed to me yet. So you know how in a picture you don't want somebody's face to be shown, it kind of fuzzes that out? There's a whole whole space in this meditation that's just fuzzed out. So I don't know what's there. I've gone back and I've looked 3 times, and all 3 times it's phased out, so I can't see it yet. So who knows what's going to be revealed in that one. I'll keep you posted when that shows itself up. All right, so guided meditation. Let's start with just centering. And centering in your heart space. Let's start there. And centering in with that truth that God is. Divine source is. Higher power is. There is a power greater than yourself that can and will assist if we just ask. Notice that. Notice that with your expanded awareness. Now, bring that loving awareness, that sense of it, that stability of that. Feel that state, how stable that is? Bring that into your mind process on that. The mind loves to process data. So give it something to think about. Ponder this. How does this fit for me? How does this feel for me? How am I going to respond to that? How can I feel about that? And that grants your brain something to do in a positive way. Let it ponder that. So now your brain is active and your heart is active. Now allow yourself to be aware of your ascension orb, which is below your diaphragm, behind your stomach, and in front of your spine. So it's in the very core of your being. Is this rotating sphere of light that acts as a gyroscope to keep you centered and balanced. So bring this truth into that ascension orb, because that's really where it came from. It's a gift from Divine Source. And let that link in. And as your ascension orb, your mind and your heart space link up, bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet. At the very bottoms of your feet, there's little energy portals. They will open when you bring your attention there, one in each foot. And they're like 2-way energy portals. So energy can go out and energy can come in. So what you want to do, or what would bless you most, is to allow all this worry and frustration and fear, anguishing, the fretting, the striving, let that fall out the bottoms of your feet. It's heavy. It takes energy to hold on to that. So as we let it go, then that frees up energy for us to take the next right step. At the same time now, those portals are open so you can draw up grounding energy from the earth. And this grounding energy helps you feel stable, helps you feel strong. I've said this before, maybe my words are not going to be exact like I would like them to be this morning, but here's the thought. The higher spiritually you want to go, get grounded. The higher you want to go, get more deeply grounded. What does that mean? That means anchoring into this physical realm. Right, wrong, good or bad, whatever the future holds for us, anchor in, because we are physical beings. We have a physical form. And it's this physical form that can take action in this world. And our spirit now, we'll connect into spirit here in just a minute, but getting our physical form anchored and grounded grants us strength to be able to reach higher levels of awareness. So with that anchoring energy, that strengthening energy from the earth, bringing that into your ascension orb, bringing that into your heart space, bringing that into your mind, then opening the portal at the top of your head and reaching up, asking for divine connection. It's there. But as you seek it, you will find it. So seeking or reaching for divine source, you can reach higher, a higher level of awareness, higher connection when we're grounded. Can you have a sense of that? So now you have this really high, expansive awareness, sense of all that is, that can take us beyond the perceptions of the here and now and the habituated patterns, and can walk here in this physical form, changing our world with our perceptions. So with that higher connection, that higher link, allow that higher link now to pour energy into your mind, into your heart, and down into the earth. This anchors that higher level of spiritual awareness into this physical plane. What a gift we can give humanity. What a gift we can give this earth is to connect in with that loving presence. And the more love we can bestow upon this earth, the less fear there is. You can only have love or fear. You can't have both. So pouring more love into the earth, what a beautiful thing. Can you have a sense of that? This higher level of awareness pouring through you into the earth. Bless it as it goes through. Bless it with the word peace. Bless it with the word power. Bless it with the word strength. Bless it with the word honor. Bless it with the word respect. And that allows anyone who is searching to receive that energy and feel honor, respect, love, appreciation, gratitude, all those things that we anchored it into the earth with, or whatever word you choose. And now, gently, gently, gently close the bottoms of your feet. And this allows you to be a vessel of light. So your energetic body, your light body now, is filled with this light. Let it expand through your physical form and expand into your energy field around you, your aura, so that that is even filled with even more light. And as that light fills you, fills the energy field around you, feel even more peaceful. Feel even stronger. Have a knowing that when action is required of you, you'll take it. If action is not required of you, you can let it go. Have a sense of that peace. And with that sense of peace, allow yourself to take a little journey in your mind's eye with me. We're going to take a guided meditation. And this guided meditation is going to take us to the ocean. Can you find your way to the ocean just in your imagination? And when you get there, I'd like you to find your way to a pier or a dock and walk out to the edge of the dock. And sitting on the dock or on the post next to the dock is a big, huge albatross. Huge albatross. And he invites you to go flying with him. So you can either transform yourself into another albatross, or you can hitch a ride. Allow your awareness to hitch a ride. Or transform into an albatross, whichever choice you make. Neither one is wrong, they both are right, whatever feels right to you. As the albatross takes off, so do you. Albatrosses have these huge wingspans. They can stay out over the ocean long periods of time. And they're powerful. They're strong. And the air currents lift them up. And as you see yourself flying over the ocean, you notice there's something, it looks like a little whirlpool. And your albatross is heading towards that. And as you get closer to that, the whirlpool expands, becomes this big, huge whirlpool. And it's very deep. And your albatross goes down, down, down. And at the very end of that, your albatross breaks through this water barrier and brings you into an underwater space that is filled with light, filled with oxygen, and there's the ocean outside and you can see it, and yet you're safe in this sphere of air, like a bubble, only bigger. And as you notice around this bubble, You can touch the edge of the bubble and your hand will be wet. But the water's out. It's not coming in. You're safe. You notice in the corner, well, not really corner, but around the corner, your visual there, you'll notice that there is a deep diving suit. And you know that you could put that suit on and step out and wander around on the ocean floor if you'd like. But for now, we're just going to stay inside this bubble of light, bubble of air. You can't really tell where the light's coming from, maybe from the floor, maybe not. But it just seems just lit and bright. And you'll notice that there's different compartments in this bubble of light. And you find yourself wandering around looking at these different compartments. And one compartment is a sitting area where there's a place to read. And so you allow yourself to wander into this space. There's a comfortable chair, side table, books around. We'll talk about the books some other time, but for right now, sit in the chair. Notice how comfortable that is. And there are one of three items on the table next to you. Which item do you see? If you don't see anything, or you're just kind of going along with your mind and your imagination isn't really hooked in yet, choose one. Choose one of these three objects. So whether you actually see it or you choose it, it's the same energy. And it will probably have spiritual significance for you. Do you see a book? Do you see a pipe? Or do you see a candle or a lamp? If you see the book, notice if it's open or it's closed. If you see a candle or lamp, notice if it's lit or it's not. If it's on or it's off. Just notice that. And it feels really good. You'd like to come back here, but you want to do some more exploring. There's lots more to see and do here. So you step back out of this particular inner bubble, of the bigger bubble, and go step outside of that bubble, and you're still in the big bubble. And you notice that there's all kinds of marine life swimming just outside the bubble. And because there's light here, you can see them. But one particular marine creature comes up and looks at you, or comes up and has a sense of communicating something to you. So which do you see? Do you see a shark? Do you see an octopus? Or do you see a lionfish? Knowing that whatever you see or perceive, whatever you see or choose, has significance for you. So is it a shark, an octopus, or a lionfish? You don't even have to know what a lionfish looks like, just whatever feels right for you. If that one is coming up in your awareness, you can always look it up later, see what it looks like. And now we're going to go back to the opening and where your albatross is ready to take you back. And you know that you would like to come back here at some point. And you might want to choose to come back here for your own guided meditation down the road. There are many other little bubbles within the bubble that you could take a look at and see what's here for you. Have spiritual experiences that can uplift and support and guide you. Especially if you ask for guidance before you take off from the pier. But for now, it's time for us to return. So again, either climb on top of your albatross or become another albatross. And your albatross takes off through the barrier of the water, back up, and flies out of that whirlpool and flies high into the sky. And you feel free and blessed and alive. And allow yourself now, allow this albatross, it's going to take you back to the pier where you took off. And allow yourself to, as you land, either reclaim your physical form or release your awareness back to yourself. And as you do, your albatross takes off and you can bid it farewell and thank it for its assistance in our journey. And then look down at the deck at the pier where you're at, and notice that there is an object here for you. This is a symbolic object that will grant you help with whatever's going on in your world, whatever assistance you could use, and it will come in a symbolic form. So whatever spiritual symbolic object is there has deep spiritual significance for you. So just receive that with gratitude. You can put it in your pocket, put it in your heart, put it in your mind. Just be aware of that. And with that, allow yourself to feel deep gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful spiritual experience that grants you an even higher level of awareness. And with that sense of gratitude, leave a symbolic object here. Whether you leave a symbolic object or just a word or a thought, just leave some token here of your appreciation, your gratitude. So you could leave the word love, you could leave the word thank you, you could leave the energy of a hug, or you could leave a symbolic object. And that symbolic object may have spiritual significance for you. So I'm going to have Phil come back and we'll do communion, and then I'll go over the symbolism for you, and I can answer any questions that you have after that. So Mr. Phil, if you join me back here for communion, give people a chance to settle in back into the here and now, reconnecting in with this time and space, because we did take a journey quite a ways. Welcome back, Mr. Phil.
Hello. Hi, dog. No, I didn't call Janice a dog. Our dog is right here. You can probably see her nose. See? Nose. Face.
Delilah. So, communion is a spiritual ceremony that we do to acknowledge our own ascension path, and acknowledge that Jesus took that path first. He opened the gateway for us. He did it right. He did everything out of love, and nothing out of guilt or shame or fear. He did everything as a choice, a conscious choice of love. And for that, we are so grateful and we honor that. So join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this in, help us to be aware of our own ascension path. Grant us the power to step beyond our habituated patterns and into the power of choice. Walk with us in those choices. Guide us. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. You should do this one too. So, grape juice?
That's what we tell them anyway.
I know, you're so bored. So this is asking us, this represents the lifeblood of Jesus that he sacrificed. Rather than getting caught up in that pain and anguish of all of that, we're going to remember that he lived his life to the fullest. 100%. Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. All of it, the good stuff, the tough stuff, the beautiful stuff, and help us to have gratitude for all of it. Help us to bring our awareness to a higher level so that we can experience life on a whole new level. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Yay, howdy.
May it be so. Okay. Contribution, I think.
Beth just did it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Beth.
Yeah.
You had a song you were going to suggest for people.
I was just thinking about that. Kelly Clarkson, Stronger. Woohoo!
It doesn't
So
really make you stronger.
go listen to it. That's what we would have played, like either at the end of services or during the interlude between Janice and Phill. But We don't know how we're going to do our songs exactly when we get back to the church building, but we'll figure out something. The problem is, of course, is YouTube and Facebook. They don't let you do things like that. So
what we probably will do is, for the live people, we'll do stuff, and then
we just put everything on mute. Can we put it on mute?
I don't know that we can do that.
I don't know either. We got to
anyway, we'll do that first, and then go live and do the stuff that we can do, and then go off, and then do the song after.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure out something.
Because we're going to still do live.
Yep.
When we go back to physical.
Hey, Kathy.
Alrighty.
Kathy's watching.
Hi. All right.
I'm out of here.
Get out.
Again.
Yes. Be gone.
Okay.
I'll miss you.
Bye.
Okay, so there was a lot of detail in this guided meditation. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'm very curious about what was buzzed out for me and what will be revealed later. So I'll keep you posted on that. I gave you an option as to what items were on the table. A book, open or closed, a pipe, or a candle or lamp, either lit on or were turned off or blown out. Okay? So which of those did you receive? If you had a book and it was open, this is whatever object is on your table is letting you know where you're at right now, what's going on right now, what you're processing right now, okay? So if the book was open, this is asking you to get more information. You can't really make a decision until you know a little bit more. So whatever's coming up your way, whatever you've been efforting about or struggling or striving about, you don't have enough information yet. So as you're getting information, let go of the need to decide and allow yourself to search. Seek and you shall find. So you're in search mode rather than decisive action mode, okay? Now if the book was closed, your heart has already decided to go for it. You know what you want to do. You may have to figure out how to get it done, but remember, you don't have to figure out the whole way, because a lot of times we'll get halfway into a process of some sort, a heart's desire, and the good Lord brings us something better, and we shift gears and go a different direction. That's happened a lot of times. So try not to figure it all out. Your heart knows enough to take the action that's necessary now. So do what you need to do for now. Take the next step now. Do what's in your heart to do. And then let the rest of it unfold for you. If you have a pipe, if you saw a pipe here, remember the phrase, put that in your pipe and smoke it? So this is asking you to consider, ponder, review. You have all the information. Now it's a matter of processing it out. Not just running on reaction, but making a decision coming from your awareness. So look at it with your awareness. Consider it. Ponder it. When Phil and I lived in our last house, we had a pond. And I just loved pondering because I could go out and sit by the pond, watch the little waterfall, watch the little fishies swim, and just let my mind freewheel. And as the mind was open and not saying, oh, I've got to figure this out. If the mind was open, then insights would come. So this is allowing you to just let the insights come to you. In that expanded awareness, that open awareness that can allow not only you to move through the consideration of the details, but also new insights. So that's asking you to allow that process to unfold for you. A candle or a lamp. If it was lit, this is asking you to share what you know. Somebody else needs to have the information that you have. So share that with others. Share what you know. Share what you have. Share what you do. You know, maybe you have skills at this or that or the other thing. Somebody may need to have that information. So share what you know. If it was off, this is asking you to take time to revive your soul. Take some time. Be still and know that I am God is our verse that I read this morning. be still and reconnect in and let divine source recharge your batteries. You're running low. So rather than just struggling to try to do something or making yourself do something or trying to make a decision or whatever, recharge you. Recharge your batteries. What recharges you? Is it doing something creative? Is it just being still and being peaceful? Is it staring out the window and watching the plants grow? What is it for you? What allows you that sense of peace, that sense of recharging your batteries? Do that, because your batteries are ready for recharge. Now, whatever marine animal that showed up for you, that came to see you, will reflect back to you what action to take right now. Okay? If you saw the choices were shark, octopus, and lionfish. Pardon me. If you saw a shark, what's being asked of you right now is to adapt. Adapt to your circumstances, but don't change who you are. Adapt to your circumstances, but don't change who you are. Believe it or not, sharks move effortlessly through the water. But the shark is a shark. So allow yourself to move effortlessly from this moment into the next, but don't change who you are. Don't change the essence of who you are. But you can adapt to your circumstances. If your circumstances are asking for you to be still, be still. If your circumstances are asking you to take action, take action. If your circumstances are asking you to think first, do that. And whatever you're choosing to do, do it as a point of choice from who you really are, your heart space, the love that you are. If you saw an an octopus, you're being asked to create clear signals so others know you clearly. I don't know if you've seen octopus, and they'll do all the colors and shapes, and it's just amazing. Octopus are really quite amazing little creatures. They use their coloration to be camouflage, and they use their coloration to scare off scary stuff. But people need to know where you are. Clear boundaries. There's a whole technique for creating clear boundaries. And they're so powerful because when we have a clear boundary and we know who we are, we know where we stand in the world and in life and in circumstances, other people relax. Other people stop pushing us around. Other people stop trying to shift our thinking. They just allow us to be where we are. It creates a stability within us that others sense and puts them at ease. So creating clear boundaries. If you saw the shark, that's what's at hand for you. An octopus, that was the octopus. Clarifying your signals. One more thing on the shark. Can we go back? Apparently, I'm being drawn back to the shark for a reason. I'm being asked to share with you that part of the shark energy and being able to move effortlessly and adapt in your world is moving away from rigidity. This and only this. It's got to be this way. That sets you up for a lot of sorrow. It sets me up for a lot of sorrow. Years ago, I knew this lady. She would only get dressed in the morning, and that's what she wore all day. It didn't matter if the weather changed. It didn't matter if she had a party to go to. Whatever she put on in the morning was what she was going to wear all day. And that short-circuited her for a lot of stuff. She had a party she was going to go to, so she wore a party dress to work. And was terribly uncomfortable and complained bitterly about it. But that's her world. It could only be this way. So the part of the shark energy is asking you to, yes, stand your ground for sure. But make sure that you're releasing all the rigidity of it has to be a certain way. Adapt. Move effortlessly. Move into that state of ease. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, then the octopus was creating clear signals and safe boundaries so others know you clearly, and feel safe. Okay? The lionfish. I don't know that much about fish, but when the lionfish came, I asked Phil what the energy of that might be. Because he, at one point, wanted to be an ichthyologist, which is a studier of fish. Isn't that funny? Who would have thought? But he said lionfish have all those spikes, and those spikes are poisonous. They have no fear. They have very safe boundaries, very clear boundaries, and they have no fear. They don't have to announce, hey, I've got sharp points here, you better watch out for me. No, they just navigate their world without fear. So this is asking you to release your cares, be easy on yourself, no fear, be calm and be strong. That's the energy that's required of you, and that's the energy that will bless others. Does that make sense? And then whatever symbolic gift that you were given at the pier and whatever symbolic object that you gave may have spiritual significance for you. If you type them in, send them to Phil. He'll run them past me. I'll do my best to interpret them for you. So let's see if there's anything there. Ringing.
Hello.
Hello. So do we have anybody asking about, I'm not going to do the what was on the table or which marine creature they saw, but anything at the pier?
Oh, I don't know how to answer that exactly. How about Beth said she pulled an Ancient Ones card before service. The key to moving through time is the constant process of letting go and what was and taking advantage of new opportunities as they arise. The Ancient Ones.
That's pretty awesome. Did everybody get to hear that? I hope you did.
I don't know.
Well, did she write it down? She wrote it down. Yeah, okay, so you can read that.
It's
That's
on here.
powerful stuff. No kidding. That's kind of what we're talking about, right?
And so what is it you asked me about? What you don't want to hear, or?
Okay, so there were 3 objects on the table. I've already discussed them. And there were 3 marine creatures. I already have discussed them. So then we went back to the pier and whatever was left as a gift for them and whatever they gave. So the last.
Okay, so, all right, so Lori, okay, I guess I'll just read it. She saw an ornate picture on the table, so you did that. A bottlenose dolphin came by, and I got an anchor and left a skeleton key.
Okay, so she got different stuff than I suggested, so read that the whole thing again to me a little bit at a time.
She saw an ornate picture on the table.
An ornate picture. Okay, let me ask what that is. So that feels like it's time to, again, it's time to share what you know. Pour it out. Pour out your heart, because people are ready to receive what you know. And then what? A bottlenose dolphin?
Yep.
Okay, that's about communication. So again, communicate what you know. People are ready to hear what you have to say.
And she got an anchor,
Uh-huh.
left a skeleton key.
Okay, so the anchor is all about that groundedness and being able to be in this moment without fear. No matter what's going on in the storms, that anchor holds the ship where it needs to be. So this is about anchoring into the truth of who you really are. And the skeleton key is what you're ready to do. The skeleton key is all about opening doors. Opening doors for yourself, opening doors for other people. So the wisdom that you have, the knowledge that you have opens doors. Use it.
And
Okay?
then that Beth,
That Beth.
she posted the Kelly Clarkson song. All you gotta do is hit the button here.
Wonderful. Thank you, Beth. What a treasure.
Yes, Mary Lou, she saw a pair of old metal rimmed glasses folded up.
Was that on the table?
I have to assume, I don't know.
Okay, keep going.
And a dolphin appeared at the dock on an old piece of paper with a feather pen.
Okay.
And she left a hug.
Okay. That sounds like Mary Lou. Okay, so the folded up glasses is let it go. Don't have to look any deeper. You don't have to study or you don't have to search. Let it go. Time to let something go and let it be what it is. It's not time. When it is time, you'll have what you need to be able to explore that a little more deeply, but for now, let it go. Dolphin, again, is about communication. Communication, lines of communication will open as the time will allow, as it's time. And then she got a paper with an old-fashioned quill pen.
Yep.
Okay, so this is write down your feelings right now. Just write them out. You don't have to share them with anybody, but write them and let them be there. Because the written word is still communication, and you're still communicating with your heart. So even if you can't communicate with someone in the here and now, you can write something out and they can read it later. And then leaving a hug, that's just your willingness to be love. To love and care for others. Sound good? Hope it did. Hope it helped. Anything else?
I'm surprised nobody has said anything about your ghost behind you.
My ghost.
Yeah.
She's awfully cute. Do I need to bring her forward?
Anyway, Valerie had a closed book marked, lamp and glasses, received a chest of gold coins, an octopus eye contact, and left a gold skeleton key.
Okay, a little bit at a time.
Yep, I know. A closed book marked.
Okay, the closed book. I had already discussed a closed book.
Okay.
That just means your heart knows what to do. Just do it.
A lamp and glasses.
Oh, so you saw several things. Okay, the lamp. Was the lamp lit? We don't know, huh?
No.
Okay, so if your heart already knows what to do, glasses are closed, you've done all your research, shine on. Do what you came here to do. You know what you need to do. Who was it that is doing?
Valerie.
Okay. Yeah, and then what else?
Received a chest of gold coins.
Okay, so abundance is heading your way. That's awesome.
An octopus eye contact.
Okay, so that was that creating clear boundaries for yourself. Mm-hmm.
And that gold skeleton key.
Okay, so this is what you value will open doors for you and for others. So pay attention to what has value to you. Make sense? I hope it does.
And Sandy, there's quite a few, so we'll probably have to move on here, but still, a lit candle in a crystal lotus.
Okay. So that's share what you know. And the crystal lotus is with peace. The peace of who you are shares a lot. Okay?
An orca.
Okay, so whale, orca whale.
And a small statue of Kuan Yin.
Okay, wait. So the orca is about, what I'm hearing for you on the orca is being able to go into the depths of emotions. So you have that power, utilize that, help others to find their way, not only into the depths, but up to breathe fresh air. So being able to make that journey and helping others to make that journey is what you're here for. Okay? And what was the other?
Did you get the statue?
No. So Kuan Yin is peace. Peace and love.
And left a closed book.
A closed book. So the closed book is all about your heart knows what you need to do. Just do what you came here to do. No efforting, no stressing. You know what you're here for. You know what to do. That make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
And do two more.
All right.
Allie?
Yeah.
Although she saw the open book and shark, she also got a conch shell and saw a dolphin.
Okay, so conch shell, you can blow into those and make a sound. So this is about making some announcements, making yourself be known, stating your truth, being clear. And again, the dolphin is communication. So really clear communication is really important for you. Coming from that place of awareness, expanded awareness, your heart space and your mind in alignment with the truth of who you are. Then speak your truth. Anything else on that?
On the pier, she got a white pearl and gave an arrowhead.
Okay, the white pearl is about the pearl of truth. You have been gifted with new insights about who you are. So take them to heart, take them on, take it in, and realize your own value. realize that you have wisdom to share. And part of that wisdom, especially for Allie, is that bright enthusiasm that you have. That's just such a blessing to everyone. So allow yourself to feel that. And what did she leave? I'm sorry?
She left an arrowhead.
Oh, the arrowhead. This is the point of truth. You're at a point of truth. Speak your truth, walk your truth, do your truth, and let everything fall into place. Everything will fall into place.
And Sandy just had a final question.
Yes.
I know you just did her. She was the one that had the statue of Kuan Yin.
Yes.
But she says, what if the objects are different?
That just means that your awareness is in a different place than my list. That's all it means.
Okay. And there's quite a few others that keep you busy.
Oh, I guess. Maybe I should have ordered breakfast this morning instead of planning on cooking. All right. If you want to join me back here, then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
So I hope you enjoyed that guided meditation. I loved it. I think there's more for us to do there. I think there's different rooms that lead us a whole different world. So that could be fun. We'll see what shows up for that. What is she doing?
Oh, she was very interested in your ghost.
Yeah, I think she'd like to put her lips on my ghost.
Yeah.
I'm going to move the ghost as soon as services are over. So,
I'm petting the dog.
release the hound. We're going to create an energy circuit that will bless us and bless our world. So you're still connected to that higher source. You're still grounded. That energy is still stabilizing for you. Just becoming really, really clear and aware of that light from above shining into your heart space. Send that energy down your arm, your left arm into your left palm. There's an energy portal there. You can actually feel that open. And then there's an energy portal in the other palm. Send energy from this palm to this palm, back up your arm, back into your heart. This kind of creates this heart shape. Even if you put your hands down, that creates a heart shape. And so I'm doing this so we can see it on camera. But you might want to just do that. Put your hands a little lower than your heart space and letting that energy build. And as you feel that energy build, you'll almost feel this energy orb expanding in your hands. And with that heart-shaped energy comes this sense of peace, a sense of love, compassion. And with that sense of compassion, you can now hold someone in your awareness and they'll share in this energy with us.
Cool.
So somebody might use comfort or encouragement or peace or healing. Whatever person comes to your mind or comes to your awareness, just hold them in your awareness for a moment and they'll share in this energy with us. So just be with that for a moment. I'm putting my brother in here. He hurt his knee. So I'm going to send him some healing energy. Okay, deep breath in. And exhale, release that bright, fresh energy into your heart space. Left to the right, back to your heart space. Building that energy sphere again. More love and light. Building, building, building. Bring that into your heart space. May your life be a prayer. God bless. We will see you next time.
Toodles. Have a great day.